Hi guys, Mulos here. So today's video, I am going to talk about using AI to solve everyday simple problems. So I am in Africa, in Zambia, to be specific, which is a country in Africa. And in my country, we have a lot of simple processes that cause complex problems. And I'll just talk about trying to use AI to overcome some of these problems that are a result of the simple processes that we use. So today's video, I'm going to talk about sorting SMS data for mobile money transactions. So I use Airtel Money and MTN Money. On Airtel Money, I've got an ordinary number and an agent number. I'm an agent for Airtel Money. On MTN, I've got an ordinary MTN Money number and an MTN Money agent number. And I do a lot of transactions. So when I was trying to find and reconcile some transactions for last month, June, 1st June up to 7th July, I encountered a lot of problems. There were like literally hundreds of messages coming through. Under 2,000 messages for that period, and it was a relatively slow month. I had an issue where a client asked me like, how much have I paid you today? And I had to go through dozens and dozens and dozens of messages manually. It was just cumbersome. So both these platforms have got simple processes. Airtel Money uses an app for the ordinary number and USSD for the agent number. Now for the ordinary number, the app does add some functionality and reconciliation things. You could actually view a statement, a very, very simple statement. It doesn't allow you to export or do anything like that, but at least you can view the statement and try to find what's wrong. Whereas the agent, you have to use USSD, and it only shows the last few transactions. So now if you've done 50 transactions in a day, how are you going to find that one or two transactions that have issues? When it comes to MTN Money, it's a little bit better because both the ordinary number and the agent number have apps. The apps are okay, but they also don't have the export functionality where you need to export CSV or PDF files. So these create problems. And in this particular period of June, I had issues with Airtel Money and MTN Money, and I needed to just find a simplified way to just resolve this, reconcile my account, find failed transactions, and then also answer the client's query on how much did we transact today, because he had a different figure from what I had been tabulating. So anyways, what I use AI. The AI I prefer to use, I like to use Google Gemini, DeepSeek, and Qwen. I absolutely hate Copilot and I absolutely hate ChatGPT. I don't use those at all. If I can avoid them, I avoid them like the plague. I only use them when I'm absolutely forced to use them. So between Gemini, DeepSeek, and Qwen, I'm able to do what I need to do. The ones I prefer to use are DeepSeek and Qwen. Gemini is just like my backup, and especially if I need to export things in Sheets, Docs, or some other functionality that Gemini has that DeepSeek and Qwen don't have. But I believe when I'm asking my questions as an African, DeepSeek and Qwen somehow seem to understand better than when I'm asking in Gemini. So this is something, personal opinions and all. And before I even get further into this, guys, I'm not an AI expert. This is not financial advice or any of those other funny type of things. I'm just a guy, an armchair critic, an analyst in Africa, Zambia to be specific, who's just sharing his thoughts, views, opinions on using these things. So don't go out and say, no, this is how it's supposed to be done because some random guy in Africa says so. No, guys, I'm just sharing my opinions here and there. Anyway, so basically I've been playing around with this for a while, and I've been perfecting my prompt for the AI to prepare my data and all, and so far it has worked. I still need to reconcile about 1,900 and something transactions to see whether everything was captured correctly or not. Then what is the last thing that I needed to mention? I think I should have mentioned everything. Oh yes, so the type of phones I use. So for Airtel Money, I'm using a Samsung phone. It's an Android phone. And for MTN Money, I'm using an iPhone. So between the two, I never thought I would ever say this, but I think the iPhone offers some better functionality if you're going to be doing the transactions I do and need to reconcile them on a regular basis. The Android phone does work. iPhones and Android phones, the differences are very minimal, but Android does a lot of things better than iPhones, and iPhones do a lot of things better than Androids. But when it comes to fintech, I think the iPhones have an edge over Android. And I do a lot of fintech, so I've sort of been veering towards the iPhone compared to the Android phone when it comes to fintech. When it comes to productivity and all, I veer towards the Android than the iPhones. When it comes to content consumption, creation, and viewing, I think the iPhone sort of does have an edge over the Android. So this is being recorded on an iPhone. So I just thought I would mention that here and there. But in the meantime, let's get to my screen, my laptop screen, so that I can show you what exactly I'm talking about and all. Then before we get to that, guys, I know some of you are geniuses and all that stuff, and then you'll be like, no, Mr. Mulos, you're doing this all wrong. There are simpler ways and methods and means of doing this. You need to do blah, 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 blah. Guys, I'm an armchair enthusiast and analyst. I've got a family, I work, I do business and stuff. I don't have time to perfect. I'm trying to perfect my craft and all, and a lot of this is just trial and error and improving and perfecting my craft as I go along. So sometimes I don't have access to the material that you do. I haven't read the stuff that you have read. I don't have the lived experiences that you do. So if you know a simpler method that I should use or employ, you can just simply mention it in the comment section and say, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Or I would recommend this, I would recommend that. This video, like I said, guys, I'm just an armchair analyst and enthusiast, and this has just been trial and error. When I do find the time, maybe 5, 10, 30 minutes in a day, I just play around with my prompts, try to improve, perfect it. If there are simpler ways of doing this, do let me know in the comment section. Let everyone else who's watching this video and reads the comments know in the comment section. So this is not intended in any way to say this is the definitive way of doing these things. It's just the way that I have done it from the time and resources that I've managed to have. Anyways, let's get to showing you the screen and all that stuff. MTN Money, both the ordinary number and the mobile money agent number, I use an iPhone, and this one is the easier method this is the easier method to gather and capture data. So for the iPhone, I use a program called iMazing, and it's really a simple program that you just install on your computer, link it to your phone, and then you're able to synchronize data between your phone and laptop. So I'm using a Windows laptop. So let me go to the phone. This is the one. So it's going to bring all the information about your phone, the emails and all that stuff. And then it's also going to show the memory. And here you have all these things which are synced from photos, messages, WhatsApp, and all these things. So we're going to go to messages. It's going to check which version, whether it's backed up or not. So give it a few seconds. All right, so once that is done, it's going to bring your messages. So here you'll see my messages and all. And the one I want to find is the one for mobile money, which is the Momo message. All right, so it's then going to pull out the Momo messages here. Now, I started using this phone on 24th November 2023. And so it's got hundreds of thousands upon thousands of messages. So I've already backed up and sorted the data from 1st June to 7th July. So I'll show you how you can easily sort data here from 8th July to date. So let's just click here on the date. And I'm going to put, this is July 2025. So we're going to pick from, let's say even 7th July to today's date. That's 5 days. So it has already exported the data. Let's go up. So here, this is the first message from 7th July. 9:42 was the first transaction. And this is the last message, which is the last transaction I did was yesterday. So I can export this as PDF, Excel, CSV, and these other text, these other formats. So I'm going to export it as a PDF. It has got all these parameters. I'll leave it and I'll do next. So I'm now going to save this as messages Momo, today's date, which is 12/07/25, and I can save this. All right, so let me open this file. You have a look. So I've got 7 pages of messages to go through. So you see here, all the messages are basically put, and you can read and see. So let's just go down. You'll see that there's like 7 pages. And this was a really, really slow week. I haven't done that much transactions because I've sort of been off dealing with a few issues. So there's 7 pages of text. So if you're going through these one by one, it could take you forever just to sort your data. So we're done with MTN. Now with Airtel, we've got 2 options. You can use, this is the phone link program. It's not really that good. So here you can pick the Airtel Money messages. I'll click this one. So here are the Airtel Money messages. And going through it, it's a manual process. If you want to pick more than one message, there's no way to actually do that. There's no way to actually pick multiple messages. Maybe if someone knows how that can be done, they can advise in the comment section. So this is the phone link app program. I don't really use it that much anymore. The other method is to use the messages, Google Messages on your phone, and then sync that to messages on your Google account, and then you'll be able to see your messages in real time. You can even reply and type reply over the laptop if you want. So we're going to go to Airtel Money messages. Okay, so it has synced with my phone, and these are all the Airtel Money messages. So today is 12th July. So now let's go up. So this one is a manual process, guys. There's no way you can actually pick a date range and stuff. So it's a manual process, and we have to just scroll up and looking for first, or was it 7th July? So we're going up. It's a manual process. So as you see, I do a lot of transactions. Okay, this was 4th July. Friday was 4th July. Saturday was 5th July. Saturday, 5th July. Stop. Sunday, 6th July. Then I think Monday. Okay, here we go. This is Monday. So Monday was 7th July. So this is where it starts. So now what we're going to do is we're going to manually pick these messages. So highlight and then drag down. So you see, it's not a very precise process like on the iPhone using iMazing. It's a totally manual process, prone to errors and prone to some stress here and there. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the messages. I'll highlight and copy the messages. And then we'll go now to the next stage. So the next stage is going to the AI. So for purposes of this video, I'm going to use Google Gemini. Like I said earlier, I use Google Gemini, I use DeepSeek, and I use Qwen. So I use 2 Chinese AIs and 1 American AI. Personally, I find the Chinese AI way better, DeepSeek and Qwen, but Google Gemini has some functionality that I do find in handy, exporting to documents or sheets. Some certain functionality is better in Gemini, but overall results, I prefer Qwen and DeepSeek. So this is what we're going to use to sort out our data. Now what I have is in my notepad, I've got the instructions or the prompts that I'm going to put into my AI to give me the results that I want. This has been basically trial and error, multiple iterations of this to get the results I want. So this, I think, so far works the best that I can come up with. So the first things first, I'm going to add a new tab, and I'm going to paste the Airtel. So here in the new tab, I'm pasting the Airtel messages, and as you can see, there is quite a lot of these. These are the Airtel messages. So here now what I'm going to do is I am going to save this as Airtel Money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. Then I'm going to come here to this prompt. I'm going to come here to my prompt. I'm going to copy it. And we're going to come here to Gemini. So in Gemini, I have pasted this. Then I've pasted in Gemini. Then I'm just going to give it a new, I'm going to add the two files. So I'm going to add the Momo file. And I'm going to add the Airtel file. So I've got the two files I'm going to add. I've added the two files. Then here I'm going to say Airtel Money is the TXT file and MTN Money is the PDF. All right, so I've put this here, and I need to I used to do this one by one, but I'm now doing a batch because the data isn't that much. All right, so once I've done this, remember to put the correct network in your output. All right, basically I'm just trying to do a small I normally do this one by one. I'll do Airtel separate, MTN separate, but then now, because I want to show I'm doing them both together, combined, and we're going to enter here, and in a few seconds we'll see it do its thing. Okay, so sometimes it's going to tell you this, you really need to be specific with your prompts. So here I've taken a bit of shortcut in that I am doing Airtel and MTN at the same time. Normally I'll do them separate. So what I'm now going to do here is tell it to proceed. All right, so it has now come up with, it's starting to come up with a table, and it's auto-populating. And here we're going to scroll down and see how it's doing. So as you can see, it's putting Airtel and MTN, and it's sorting the information accordingly. And because there's not that much data, when I started this, I did data for a whole month, and there were literally thousands of messages. So it was a bit of hell to do. Okay, so here you can see it has reached what I believe is the end. Okay, I think it has done everything to the end. So I'm going to export this to Sheets. This is one reason I like to use Gemini for certain things and not others. I can export to Sheets. So the Sheets let me open the Sheets. And here we go. I have opened the Google, I've opened the Sheets, and here it's given me my information broken down: the date of the transaction, the time of the transaction, the network, the client, because sometimes the client and the counterparty are separate. So so it may seem like excessive, but sometimes I want to know the client and the counterparty, the platform, whether it's Airtel Money or MTN Money. And then, so this is a bit of a duplication in terms of network and platform, something that needs to be perfected. Platform is supposed to be like when it's coming from FNB, Zanaco, other networks to other networks, such kind of things. I will perfect it along the way. The transaction details, whether it's cash in, cash out, send money, receive money, and the likes. The transaction ID, because references are very, very important. If you've got a dispute with the mobile money network, you need to be able to go there and tell them, look, guys, this is the transaction that has failed. You can give them a very detailed report. You just extract all the data for the transaction, go to Airtel or MTN and say, this transaction has failed, or this transaction has a problem, and they'll ask you all sorts of information. What time was it? The time is right there. The date is there. The transaction ID, if you have, it's there. So, you can have all that stuff, the amount. Then also, since I'm an agent, some of these transactions do attract commission. So I've also got the commissions there. And then, let's scroll down and see. So this is just 1 week's worth of transacting, and it was a very slow week. So there were 113 transactions. So what I'm doing is I'm going to manually go through all my messages just to find that each and every transaction has been picked and picked properly, so that if there are errors in my prompt, I will be able to fix the prompt so that the next time I'm doing the run, so that the next time I'm doing the data, I'm uploading the data, I'll be able to do it properly. So this has helped me greatly. Now let's have a look at the previous file that I have, which is transactions from 1st June to 7th July, so that you see what I'm working with. Okay, so this is my original file from 1st June to 7th July. And this was a relatively decent month, but also on the slow side. I had a total of 1,995 messages. So this is why using this AI and all has made the most sense to me. Anyway, guys, I look forward to, do let me know in the comment section if there are any tips, tricks, or hacks that you think can help me to improve upon my methods and all. And then let me know what you use AI for, whether it has made your life easier, better, or more complicated and complex. And then also let me know what else or what other, if you want me to expand upon this video to talk about my methodology in more detail, go back to the prompts and talk about why I chose certain ways of doing things, let me know in the comment section, guys, and then I will make the video. This is something, it's a topic that I do enjoy. I enjoy using this or doing this, and if you do want more, to see more such content, or me to expand, reduce, or basically explain better, or go step by step and all that stuff, do let me know in the comment section, and I'll make another video for you. Thanks for watching this far. Mulos, bye.